The Bible is about obedience and rulership. The Most High gives and the Most High takes away rulership based on obedience. Adam is the real biggest failure when we take a look at the Bible, because the Most High gave him rulership of the entire earth. But because of disobedience, rulership was taken away from Adam. And then thousands of years later, rulership was given to the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It was eventually taken away from them for the same reason: disobedience to the Most High's commandments. And now rulership is given to non-Israelites for the explicit purpose of punishing the children of Israel till a set time when Christ will rule over the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Daniel chapter 2 verse 20. Daniel answered and said, "Blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changes times and seasons. He removes kings and setteth up kings, and he gives wisdom unto the wise and knowledge unto them that have understanding." The Most High is the one who sets up kings. He sets up rulers. Anybody who you see ruling is because the Most High has set them up. Real rulership. The people who are ruling the earth now have been set up by the Most High. Adam was the real epic failure in the Bible. Then the children of Israel as a nation became failures. After them, King Jeroboam is the next biggest failure that we read about in the Bible. Most people believe that you have to succeed. If the Most High says he's going to give you something, that you have to make it. But that's not necessarily true. You don't have to make it. You can fail. The Most High can give you something as a promise, but because you fail to keep your end of the bargain, the Most High can take it away. And a lot of people don't really understand that aspect of the Bible, but that's exactly how the Bible works. Many motivational speeches tell you that you have to succeed. No, the promises are there for you if you do the things that are necessary. Obedience is key. Promises were made to Jeroboam, but he became an epic failure, a huge failure in life, because his promises were big. If your promise is big and you don't make it, you become a failure. So let's read exactly why he was a big failure. And the reason why we're reading this is to make sure that we don't fail. Our promises are not as huge as Jeroboam's. Failure is failure. 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 9. And the Most High was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned away from the Most High, his Elohim of Israel, which had appeared to him twice. And the Most High commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other Elohims, after other gods. But he kept not that which the Most High commanded. Wherefore the Most High said unto Solomon, For as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my commandments and my statutes which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and I will give it to thy servant. Notwithstanding, in thy days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hands of thy son. Howbeit, I will not rend away all the kingdom, but I will give one tribe to thy son for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. So Jerusalem was the place that the Most High had chosen to set his name there. And he had made a promise to David. And Solomon was ruler of over all Israel, over the 12 tribes of Israel, as was promised to his father David. But now, because of disobedience, the Most High is about to take away the kingdom from Solomon. But because of promises made to David, he couldn't take away the entire kingdom. To keep his promise, he can still give David's children one kingdom. He can give them one tribe and still keep his promise to David, even though he would like to take away the whole kingdom. Because he worshipped Milcom, and because he built up high places to other gods and served them, the Most High is going to take 10 tribes from him. 1 Kings 11:26. And Jeroboam the son of Nebat, an Ephrathite of Zerida, Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zeruiah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Millo and repaired the breaches of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor. And Solomon, seeing the young man, that he was industrious, made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph. During Solomon's reign, Israel was at peace, never seen before or after. This is the height of peace that we read about in the Bible for the children of Israel. They had no wars. Because Solomon has now broken the covenant, the peace that was set up is starting to break down now. And the Most High starts stirring up adversaries to Solomon. Little pockets of trouble are now starting to sprout up, and Israel is not going to be at complete peace now. So some of the trouble was Hadad the Edomite, and Rezin was also another person that the Most High raised up to stir up trouble. When you break the Most High's covenant and you become disobedient, the Most High himself, he will raise up trouble in your life. The main person that he raised up was Jeroboam. Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor, meaning he could fight, and he was industrious, which meant he was hardworking. And so now Solomon had set him up over the tribe of Joseph, which was the tribe of Ephraim. So he became ruler over that tribe. The Most High is now going to make him a promise, very similar to what he made to David. 1 Kings 11:29. And it came to pass at the time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahiah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahiah caught the new garment that was on him, and rent it into 12 pieces. And he said unto Jeroboam, Take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Most High thy Elohim of Israel, Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. Howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give 1 tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen to put my name there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all thy soul desires, and thou shalt be king over Israel. And it shall be, if thou wilt listen to all that I command thee, and will walk in my way, and do what is right in my sight, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, then I will be with you, and build thee a sure house, as I built for David, and I will give Israel unto thee, and I will afflict the seed of David, but not forever. Jeroboam had a brand new garment, something new he had never worn before, and he's walking in the field alone with Ahiah the prophet. So Ahiah the prophet grabs the garment and rips it, this brand new thing. That happened today, this book would have been over. He rips the garment into 12 pieces, and he tells Jeroboam, take 10 pieces. 10 pieces represent the tribes of Israel. The Most High now is making this promise to Jeroboam that he's going to give rulership to Jeroboam. 10 tribes he's going to rule, and that all the things that he sees that were given to David are now going to be given to him. Rulership over 10 tribes, and he's going to build him a sure house, meaning that his descendants after him will rule. This is a big promise. The Most High sees something in Jeroboam. There's something special. To whom much is given, much is required. So if the Most High sees you with something, the Most High will give you that much more. But if he gives you that much more, more is required. All don't have the same requirements. So Jeroboam now can have the kingdom, and all his sons will rule, and his sons would be over David's sons. So they would have been the chosen tribe to rule. We all have promises coming to us, but not like this. This is why Jeroboam's failure is epic. Jeroboam was going to be ruler and his sons over the house of David, higher than the house of David, if he was obedient to the commandments. As it says in verse 37, and I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desires. You can have anything. What was promised to David? So let's get the specifics of what was promised to David so that we could understand what Jeroboam was going to get. 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 8. So shalt thou say unto my servant David, Thus saith the Most High of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel. And I was with thee, ever thou went, and have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are in the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, and they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as beforetime, and as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused them to rest from thine enemies. Also the Most High tell thee that he will make thee an house, and when thy days be fulfilled, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom, and he shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. He was going to establish David's kingdom forever. And we can see that Jeroboam's enemies would have been cut off. He would have been ruler over even the house of David for a specific time. Verse 16, And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee, and thy throne shall be established forever. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. So David heard all of this from Nathan, and now David is going to respond. Then went King David in and sat before the Most High and said, Who am I, Elohim, and what is my house, that hast brought me here? And this was a small thing in thy sight, O Most High, thy Elohim. But thou hast spoken also of thy servant's house for a great while to come, and in this manner, Most High, thy Elohim. For thou hast confirmed to thyself and thy people Israel to be a people unto thee forever, and thou, Most High, art become their Elohim. And now the Most High, the word that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant and concerning his house, establish it forever, and do as thou hast said, and let thy name be magnified forever, saying, The Most High of hosts is the Elohim over Israel, and let the house of thy servant David be established before thee. We see now that the Most High had made this superior promise to David to establish his house and his kingdom forever. And Jeroboam's promise falls just a little short of this, but greater than any promise after that we can read about. This offer is not made to other people. It's not made to any other king. These promises for Jeroboam and for any follower of the Most High is a contingency. It comes with a hitch, a hiccup. Your obedience matters. And to further understand the covenant that David had with the Most High, let's read Jeremiah 33 verse 20. Thus saith the Most High, if you can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, that there should be not day and night in their season, then may also my covenant be broken with David my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers. As you can see, there's still day and night, so there must be a king on David's throne at all times, right? So Christ is that king that will sit forever. And that's why the promise to Jeroboam saying that he would afflict the house of David, but not forever. Christ is the superior king that will eventually reign, and until then, David's children would be set up forever. How did he become this epic failure? What did Jeroboam do? 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 26. And Jeroboam said in his heart, Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If the people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Most High in Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again to their Lord, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah, and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And he set one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. And this thing became a sin. The people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. Unlike David, Jeroboam didn't believe the Most High. The Most High had made him a promise, but he didn't believe it. So he devised a plan in his own head. He used his own intelligence. Instead of seeking out the counsel of the Most High, he built 2 calves for people to worship. At this point, there's a king in Judah and a king in Israel, and he felt that if they went up to Jerusalem to keep the feasts, they would kill him and be joined to Rehoboam. So he devised a plan in his own head. Despite everything that the Most High had told him, he didn't believe it. When the Most High makes a promise, he keeps his promise. He doesn't back out of deals. So you don't have to hear from him constantly. He said it, he's going to do it. You have to hold up your end of the deal. He wrote things in the scriptures that if we keep the commandments, he's going to bless us in a way. We don't have to worry about his side of the deal. We just have to keep ours. So Jeroboam lacked obedience. He lacked belief. You can call it faith. He became disobedient, and he used his own brain instead of believing in the commandments. What happened after this point? 1 Kings 14:1. At that time, Abiah, the son of Jeroboam, fell sick, and Jeroboam said to his wife, Arise, I pray thee, and disguise thyself, that thou be not known to be the wife of Jeroboam, and get thee to Shiloh. Behold, there is Ahiah the prophet, which told me that I should be king over this people. And take with thee 10 loaves of cracknels and a cruse of honey, and go to him, and he shall tell thee what will become of the child. And Jeroboam's wife did so, and arose, and she went to Shiloh, and came to the house of Ahiah. But Ahiah could not see, for his eyes were set by reason of his age. So he had become old, and he could not see very well. And the Most High said to Ahiah, Behold, the wife of Jeroboam comes to ask of thee a thing for her son, for he is sick. Thus and thus shalt thou say unto her, For it shall be when she come in, and that she feign herself to be another woman. And it was so, when Ahiah heard the sound of her feet, as she came in at the door, then he said, Come in, thou wife of Jeroboam. Why feignest thou thyself to be another? For I am sent to thee with heavy tidings. Go tell Jeroboam, Thus saith the Most High, the Elohim of Israel, For as much as I exalted thee from among the people, and made thee prince over my people Israel, and rent the kingdom away from the house of David, and I gave it to you, and yet thou hast not been as my servant David, who kept my commandments, who followed me with all his heart, to do only which was right in my eyes. But thou hast done evil above all that were before thee, for thou hast gone and made thee gods, molten images, to provoke me to anger, and hast cast me behind thy back. Therefore, behold, I will bring evil upon the house of Jeroboam, and will cut off Jeroboam him that pisses against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel, and will take away the remnant of the house of Jeroboam, as a man take away dung, till it be all gone. Him that dieth of Jeroboam in the city shall the dogs eat, and him that dieth of the field shall the fowls of the air eat, for the Most High hath spoken it. Arise therefore, and get to thine house, and when thy feet enter into the city, the child shall die. And all Israel shall mourn for him, and bury him, for he only of Jeroboam shall come to the grave, because in him there is found some good thing toward the Most High, the Elohim of Israel, in the house of Jeroboam. When we read things like this, if we're truthful with ourselves, we will come to grips that there's a lot that we do not understand when it comes to the Bible. The fact that the Most High found good in the son, a son of Jeroboam, and still killed him, doesn't make much sense to me, and can't make much sense according to all that we've learned in life. Here, the Most High would have established Jeroboam's kingdom the same way he would have established David's kingdom, and above David's kingdom. But because he did this sin, because he didn't believe in the Most High is now going to kill his son. And out of all his children, he's the only one that will be brought to the grave in peace. When the Most High blesses you, one of the blessings he will give to you is not to die on the street. And when we read the Bible, dying in peace and in your own bed and in your own house is a blessing. And so his wife now wants to find out what's going to happen to the son. Because of disobedience, the Most High is going to strike him down and now start to bring punishments on Jeroboam. Obedience is key. So to sum this all up, when we read the story of Jeroboam, it's one of the most epic failures in the Bible. After Adam and Israel, he's got to be number 3. His promises were big, so his failure is big because he didn't believe. His disbelief led to disobedience. And as followers of the Most High, we don't have the same promises as David and Jeroboam, but our promises are big. And for us to get what we have coming to us, we have to be obedient. And when you hear somebody say we don't have to obey the commandments, deep down, rooted in their thought, is that they don't believe anything that's written in the scriptures, not into the truth. But for us now, this story is written for our example. The only way we can get fulfillment of the promises that the Most High has for us is through our obedience. Or the alternative is to get cut down the way Jeroboam and his sons were cut down. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.